Hello and welcome back to Castlevania the Lecarde Chronicles 2. Where we last left off, I lit a torch, and that leads us to the next part of the Earldom of Servigny. That's a lake. We can't cross it yet. So this is the Dark Forest? There's... the line of previous counts. Stop throwing bones at me, skeleton. 1605 to 1899? We better keep a note of that. So anyway, there is a day-night cycle in Lecarde Chronicles, but that doesn't actually affect how strong monsters are, unlike in Simon's Quest. It can affect what kind of monsters show up and where they show up, and there are certain time-related events in this game that affect who's available to talk to, when, and where. These hives are a menace. That holy cross? Less so. There are no instant death pits in this game. Oh yeah, always be checking walls. Okay, these potions I'm picking up. There are a lot of status ailments in this game. Curse reduces the damage that you deal. Weakness increases the damage that you take by 3 times. After defense, of course. Disabled prevents you from using sub-weapons. Stunned prevents you from using your Holy or Von Wildheim powers. Oh yeah, we just blew the cave open there. And there might have been one more. Oh yeah, poison. That gradually reduces hit points. So that's 5 status ailments. There's a bunch of gear that you can get to reduce the chance of you contracting a particular ailment. Which reminds me, don't expect a 100% run of this game because there are quite a few items that are actually rare drops. We're gonna save here, but we're not gonna move forward quite yet. I want a little bit of insurance for what's coming next. A bit of a buffer between me and horrible death. This game has a pretty big map, and it is really worth it to explore. And here's water. We can't go into water without drowning yet. You will take damage in water. It won't kill you nearly as fast as it does in Symphony, but it'll kill you eventually. Oh yeah, it deals a percentage of hit points, so gaining more HP won't change how long it takes for you to drown. However, weakness will triple your drowning damage. Weakness is probably the meanest status ailment ever introduced into a Castlevania game. Well, now we get to see drowning in action. Thankfully, it doesn't actually cost you that much HP, maybe 3% per drowning tick. But it is still best avoided. Avoiding drowning. Colonel, I've managed to avoid drowning! So up there was an energy tank. The first of many we will be getting in this game. And now we're just gonna head on back to that save point. We can't go under there yet, but we will be able to very soon. No, I want to save. I don't want to screw up. Okay, here is our first real boss, the Curse-Rotted Greatwood. Yeah, these enemies deal either poison or curse, I forget which. But you need to kill all of these zombies first before you can actually do any damage. It's simple enough. But the thing about any given boss after the tutorial is that they are very interested in actually killing you. Even with the E-Tank buffer, I'll still take a pretty hefty chunk of damage if anything this thing has to throw at me actually hits. Yeah, see, they're basically treat bosses in this game as if, in general, as if you were playing a classic Castlevania game. You just have a bit more leeway due to other factors, like your Holy and von Wildheim powers. I'm not ashamed to admit, by the way, that the first time I fought this boss, I got wrecked. I made so many mistakes. Okay, just one more round to go, and this tree is timber. Apart from the tutorial bosses, pretty much every boss either gives you a heart extender or a life extender. And hey, we got the slide! And this game generally does that thing. If you get a mobility relic, the game will expect you to use it in the next boss fight. But there are a few places we can go now that we couldn't earlier. So let's start exploring. This is a good spot. And hey, we got the mace here, so we don't have to spend 800 gold on it back in town. Oh yeah, sometimes enemies will drop the Thunder power-up. It works exactly the same as the one you can use through your von Wildheim powers. And it goes just as easily as it comes. You know, like that. So there are 5 levels, each for Holy Powers and Von Wildheim Powers. You know what? Forget it. Just walking through spikes. Might as well do this now, because later in the game I will not be able to get away with that. Sorry about the thump, I may have hit my finger on the desk. Okay, let's see what's in the well, besides a fair chunk of change. Okay. Oh hey! That's a relic! We're going to need that very soon. But before that, there's one last slide passage we're going to need to take care of. Yeah, I know, backtracking, but that's just the way it is in these kinds of games. You've all played Symphony, I hope. You've at least played Aria of Sorrow, I hope. Yeah, the thing is, as you get later into this game, hearts are actually more important for fueling your powers than they are for sub-weapons, though sub-weapons still remain useful because of how their damage is calculated. So, it actually imposes a kind of balance between your long-term buffs and your short-term immediate damage. By the way, we never checked this way last time, so I'm gonna poke around in here for a little while. Well, that doesn't look promising. That is negative promising. Anyway, we will be able to go underwater, but not for a very long while. The item I need to go underwater is guarded by one of the nastiest bosses in the game. Okay. Rumor has it that the ferryman likes flutes.
The speed of the dead man has slackened not. Death is the goal of your weary
And yet
soul.
somehow the English text box was worse. Okay, these plants do shoot projectiles to hurt you, and very often it comes with some kind of status ailment. That's not what I want. Yeah, the dagger's only virtue is that it's a full-screen weapon. Well, that's not happening. Well, it's into the mines with us. Death to crawling hands. Yeah, being able to do that thing where you angle your attacks downward, that's one of the most important things to learn how to do consistently in this game. It may not seem like much, but I'm just saying it's real important. Bone dragons. You know what? Forget that guy. Forget you guys. I'm going to be using that statue a lot. Okay, the red necklace increases our chance of resisting the disabled status. Disabled is one of the more mild forms of statuses in this game, because it doesn't actually prevent you from fighting for your life the way that, say, Curse does. And watch this bone dragon give me the worst trouble. There we go. Okay, trick to this room. You can grab the ropes. Learning this is important for much later. Because you're going to have to climb moving ropes again. Okay, wait for Skeleman to move out of the way. Very important that. So important that I take forever to equip it. The thing that makes the moving ropes tricky is that if the rope is moving upwards, and it reaches the top of its path, you will automatically be dropped by the rope. But this means we can move forward. Now, there's a nasty little puzzle here where you need to break all of these rotating spike wheels to stop the boulder machine from running. I hope you found the mace. Yeah, moving forward isn't a thing that I'm gonna be doing on this little health. To be honest, I kind of wish that more Metroidvania games did the whole sprawling wilderness setup, other than this and Simon's Quest. I think Lords of Shadow may have done it, but I'm not all that interested in Lords of Shadow because I'm a much bigger fan of the classic Castlevania timeline. Oh, hey, that's money. That's not where I want to be right now. Yeah, anytime you enter a single screen room like that one, it's pretty much assured to be a boss room. Oh, hey, money. Okay, there are 2 gears that you need to hit. The first one is down here. And these pave the way to the actual treasure of this dungeon. But to get it, you first need to beat this guy. Yes, the inverted demon is actually pretty nasty for an early game boss. Yeah, its swinging arm counts as a hitbox, and if you're facing, and if it's facing away from you, its shots actually come out much closer to where you're standing than if it's facing towards you. Sometimes it will do this, and the only way to dodge it is to slide. I don't know why I slide away from it. I guess I'm gonna blame the Xbox D-pad. It's the in thing to do with kids today, right? Normally it doesn't do that many of these in a row, and after a while I started to wonder if I had broken the boss's AI. Thankfully, this area, there are a couple of weapons that work well on this boss. The Holy Cross is one of them, and the Diamond is the other. And, well, it was going to be impossible to dodge, so I decided to push my luck. Oh dear. First rule of Castlevania: the Lecarde Chronicles. Ties go to the home team. Well, let's try that again, without the dying. Okay, I was an idiot, by the way, because if I had just used my healing potion, I would have been fine. I really do like the bosses in this game. Not just because they have, say, unique designs, but because he's dealing with a non-Belmont, he feels free to make basically whatever bosses he wants. Plus, for the first time in a while, we start to see the return of themed bosses. You know, bosses that are themed to the area where they appear. Which is something I think got lost in the series after a little while. Okay. That opens the second gate. What's this? The coffin of the Count of Servigny. I'm going to pronounce that every single way I can by the end of this, aren't I? Well, I guess I know where we're heading Next, since this is based a little on the way Castlevania 2 does things, of course there are going to be mansions. But for now, I think I'm just gonna save my game. You know, after doing the usual climbing, after all. Okay, and I will be seeing you next time. Bye!